Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and so today we are back with another PvP build video for Title Update 6, and today's build is what I like to call just kind of the ultimate PvP build. You know, it's kind of the jack of all trades. It's got a lot of damage, it's got a lot of healing, and it's got a decent amount of armor and survivability. So this is why I've been using a lot lately, so let's hop right into it. Right off the bat, we have the Technician specialization, which will be important in a minute. I'll come back to that. Then for the weapons, I first off have the Eagle Bear, just because it is still the highest damage AR in the game, and I like ARs, so to get the most damage possible, that's what I'm using, but you could also do a high-end AR and then do a Nemesis Sniper, whatever you want here, but then I'm just using a high-end Hunting M44, Optimist, standard there. For my pistol, of course, I got Protected Reload, that's the best holster talent to have there. Alright, and then hopping into the gear, first off for the mask, we have the Hollow Man named item, which is a Yawl mask. And so I'm getting the perfectly insulated there, and then I am getting, overall in this build, I am getting 100% hazard protection. And that alone increases your survivability quite a bit, even if your armor isn't above 400k. Mine's at 382.3 for this build. But having, not being able to be affected or take damage from status effects goes a long way, trust me. So I've got 561 skill power on there. And then the chest piece here is Yawl, and so I have those two Yawl pieces on here, and that's giving me a total of 10% hazard protection and 5% weapon damage for the Brain bonus. And that extra weapon damage is nice just to eke out the most damage possible. And on here I've got 10% total armor, 42,455 armor, and 5.5 weapon damage. If I could change this, the weapon damage would be a bit higher, and I'd probably get Vital instead of hard hitting there, but this is a very good chest piece for obviously the armor bonuses and the weapon damage I'm getting. And then for the mods, I have two blue armor total armor mods. Alright, then moving on to the holster, we have one piece Alps, which is giving me 20% skill haste, which is very nice when it comes to keeping my healing up as much as possible. The uptime on that, it helps a lot, the 20%. And then I have 766 skill power rolled with Devastating on there, so that's just giving me a big boost in skill power, which the holster is always a good spot to do that in. And then moving on to the backpack, we have a 511 backpack. And so you can see I have 511 backpack and gloves, and so that's giving me the 10% extra incoming healing. And that's also where the Technician spec comes in, because you can choose the 10% extra healing buff there. And so that means I'm just getting the most amount of healing possible for PvP. And you'll see that when I get to my chem launcher down here. So going back to the backpack itself, we have 2.5 weapon damage, 27,000 armor, and 21% skill haste. Again, that skill haste is helping with the uptime on my healing, and I've got the flat armor value, which is giving a boost there. I've hardened on there, and again, the weapon damage could be higher, and that's the thing. This build isn't even like fully optimized, and it's still doing very well. So the potential for this type of build is really high. And then moving down to the mods, I have a red AR damage firearms mod there. And then the gloves, again, is a 511 gloves. That's how I'm getting the 10% extra incoming healing. And on here, I have 382 skill power and 4% AR damage. Again, could be higher in AR damage. And then I have insulated, which is how I'm getting the 100% hazard protection, because you can stack perfectly insulated and the regular insulated like I'm doing here. And then lastly, for the knee pads, of course, are Fenris, which is where I'm getting my 10% AR damage. They have 11.5 total armor there, and then Surge, which is getting me even more skill haste, so I'm up to 61% now. And so that is just, again, keeping the uptime on my healing super high. And then I also have Patience, just because I have enough blues, so I'd put that on there. It just helps for a little bit of healing if you're staying in cover at all. Alright, and then let's go to the skills so you can see the amount of healing that I'm getting. So, for the chem launcher here, 75,000 PvP armor repair is the highest on here you can get with the Technician one, but that's not even including the 10% from the 511, because that doesn't show up on here. So let's bring it up to close to 82,000. So that's a very high, that is the highest heal for the chem launcher you can have in PvP. That is the absolute highest. And then for my secondary, I'm using the Fixer drone to get a secondary heal, and that just means I'm constantly just being healed up from both my two things, and armor kits and patience. It just means that I'm getting healed up a ton. On here, the PvP healing is 12,804, and that's getting closer up to, 13,000, 14,000 with that 511 bonus. And then, didn't go over it for the chem launcher. I have two 93% heal mods, and then for the drone, I have I have 145 and 147% armor repair one, and then just a battery slot there because I didn't have a heal in that one. So yeah, I would recommend, if you want the most healing, to run double heals, but you could run something else like no, I don't know, Banshee Pulse, or, well, then you wouldn't have Technician. But you could run something else, but I recommend the dual heal. That's how you're going to have the most survivability possible. So again, just for an overview, I have 23.1 on my Eagle Bear, which could go up quite a lot from all those weapon damage values, as you saw. I have 382.3 armor, which I'm fine with that. I don't need over 400k. Some people, have to have their super high armor build. I think this is a very comfortable amount, and it means that because the more you increase your armor, then you also have to increase your skills exponentially so that the healing can keep up with the higher armor. But this amount of armor and the amount of healing I have is a very nice balance to keep the constant heals going. And then I have that skill power there, and I have no skill power issues. I don't need to increase that anywhere, so this is pretty well set. Alright, so yeah, I will play some gameplay from the Dark Zone of me really messing up some people, and this works very well in solo and groups. It just does well all around. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you like this and you want some more build videos and upcoming content, be sure to subscribe with notifications on. Leave a like if this helped you out, and leave any comments with questions you have about the build. Alright, guys, until the next one, RogueGold, out.